Shirley's in Massachusetts, Beverly's in Tennessee. How long have you guys been baking? You guys big bakers or beginners, or where are you falling in the timeline? Right now, I am opening up my caramels because that takes forever. I've already pre-measured everything just because it takes me forever to do that, and it just takes a little bit of the stress of being live off of my shoulders. So if you want to go ahead and start prepping your ingredients, if you haven't, you go ahead. Beverly's been baking on and off for years. Shirley's been baking for 50 years. I've been baking, I've always baked, even as I was young, but it's just been the last 10 years that, probably just because I'm older now, that I've been really baking. All right, okay. I think we'll start up, and as people come in, that's fine. So Roxanne's from Reno, Nevada, is that right? Hi. All right, so I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at the recipe. I'll just go over the recipe so that we're all on the same page before we start baking. So I had this in your welcome binder, your little welcome thing you could download. So that has the recipe. So it's 8 ounces of pecan half. I'm going to say most of this recipe is not like scientific. It's just you may find you need more, you may need less, depending on how much caramel and chocolate you put on. So you may need, it will probably vary a little bit. So for the recipe, I wrote down 8 ounces pecan halves, 25 to 30 soft caramels. I use Werther's. I've heard Kraft can work. In the past, I've had experiences where the Kraft caramels are super hard. So I kind of avoid them when I'm baking because I just don't want to have super tough candies. So so I just use Werther's, the little, let's see. What I'm using is soft, Werther's original soft caramels. That's what I'm using. And then 16 ounces chocolate. You can, I just use regular chocolate chips. But if you want to use fancier chocolate, you could use milk or semi-sweet or dark, whatever your preference for turtles. And then sea salt flakes. That, I think I had to go to Whole Foods to get some. This is Maldon sea salt flakes, and you could otherwise just use coarse salt if you want. Otherwise, you don't need to add in the salt if you don't want to. It's personal preference. So still unwrapping these caramels takes forever. So you use those for all of the caramel. The Werther's, I tend to. I made the Twix cookies. I don't know if you tried those on my blog, but I first made it with the Kraft caramels, and like it was rock hard. I couldn't even bite through it. So I just, after making the recipe, I just hate wasting ingredients on something that doesn't turn out. So I'm sure you probably understand. That happens to everyone, I think. So is everyone baking along with me or just watching? I see Sherlock. I see Shirley working along with me. Everybody's watching. All right, I'm going to switch my camera down so you can kind of see a little bit more what I'm doing rather than just watching my pretty face. So first, we are going to assemble the clusters of the pecans. So I took baking sheet, put on parchment paper. I've discovered I used to have the parchment paper that you roll out and put on there, and then it rolls up and just makes a mess. I've been using these Reynolds cooking baking sheets that are pre-cut, and I just love them. I use them all the time now. So that's my 2 cents, if that's something you like or not, but it makes it so much easier. All right, I'm gonna push this down so you can see what I'm doing. So I found about 6 to 8 kind of makes a nice size, and try to keep them close together. The less that the caramel goes through and seeps through, no, sorry. The more the caramel seeps through, the sticky and gooier it gets. So just kind of overlap it a bit, just because otherwise it can get to be kind of a disaster, not a disaster, but just a gooey mess. And you can put them close together. It's not like cookies where they will be rising in the oven or anything. Just kind of, you'll have little broken pieces. You can just kind of work them into. So this is probably the most tedious part of it all, is putting it together. So Beverly, what's your favorite thing to make? I know you're watching. I know Shirley's baking along. I haven't heard from Shapira. I don't think I said her name right. I'm sorry. Roxanne. I've just been so excited for this BakeAlong. It's one of my favorite things I've done. I've done banana bread in the past. I believe Shirley went to that earlier in the year, and I just loved it, and I never went back to it. But I've been so excited to have this going again. Everybody's gonna make candies and cookies. Okay. All right, so you'll need to do 2 pans. I just I made it to fit, or it's about two pans worth when I made it before. So I have found that putting the bottoms down, that's probably why I'm being a little bit more, it's a little bit putsy, is I find that I like the bottoms down because they can overlap a little easier if they're, at least the base is kind of the same direction. I could be completely wrong on that, but that's just what I've experienced in the past. Excuse me. I have been thinking for a while that I wanted to do some kind of membership and do several bake-alongs a month, just because I really enjoy the community aspect and interacting with people, and this is so much more fun with other people. So I'm just excited about this. How are your candies going, girls, ladies? Are your walnuts going well? Pecans, we're using pecans. All right, I got mostly little bits of pieces on the bottom. I'm just gonna put it together and hope it doesn't make too much of a mess. You could also like kind of top it off on the other one. All right. All right, I'm assuming you guys are still working. I am going to scoop this up. I got mine all on the pan. Next will be your caramel. And I would start with an 1/8 of a cup of cream in there. And that's just to make it a little bit smoother to work with when you're dropping it on there. If you find if you're the 1/8 cup, I think, works well with Werther's. If you have a little bit stiffer caramel, then you're probably going to want to add more than an 1/8. But I would add that after you've mixed it. So right now I have 1/2 a cup in here. So I'm going to just add about 1/2 of that. And then put it in the microwave for I put it in the microwave for about 15-second increments so it doesn't start to burn, and then you can mix it up. Roxanne, you can't hear me? Can you hear me now, or did the volume go bad? Oh. I'm gonna do it for 30. It didn't mix at all. Can you hear me now? I want to make sure you can hear me before I just keep talking on and on and on. I'm waiting for somebody to say whether they can hear me. Can you hear me now? Now I'm just kind of mixing the caramel up. It melted quite a bit with my second 30-second burst, or my 30-second burst, not my second. I did 15 seconds the first time and it didn't melt it at all. but. Oh, good, Beverly can hear me. So this is what I have now, and that's a good consistency. It probably would have been better a little bit less thin, but it'll do. All right. So now I'm going to tilt this back down. All right. So be careful. This caramel is super hot, obviously. And then you'll want to just make sure, try to get it. I found when I did it last time, the more the caramel falls off onto here, it just gets to be very sticky later, like after you store it and everything. So try to keep it on the caramel so it's the least sticky. Or my words are failing me. Try to keep the caramel on the pecans as much as you can so that it's not such a sticky mess. And just kind of, you'll want to make sure you get all of your pecans because that caramel is what makes it stick together. Otherwise, you're going to be losing caramel or pecans. What is with my words? I can tell I'm already going to need to make more caramels. More caramel sauce. It's just kind of use a lot, I think. I don't know. Just kind of, oh, Roxanne's mouth is watering. Oh my. I don't blame it. It's,
I can't wait.
and I made some this a while ago and everybody just gobbled it up. Okay, this is a disaster. I'm getting all over it, and that one's oh, I'm trying to like save my caramel, but it's not going to work. At this point, I'm going to need to make more. My pecan shifted. All right. So I would need caramel for 2 more. I'm just going to skip it for the sake of this presentation, just so you guys don't have to wait around for me to do that. But you guys can definitely do that if you need to. Next step, I'm going to switch the trays around again so I have the caramel that I did earlier, just so it's a little bit firmed up a little bit more. So now take your chocolate chips and put them back in your microwave to melt it 15-30 second increments until it's melted and smooth. You might want to see me rather than looking at the pecans all by itself. mix my chocolate. All right. Waiting for the microwave is always the hardest part of. I'm just so impatient sometimes. Oh, it's starting to melt. So, I don't know where, if you guys are on my email list or in the new Facebook group that I'm part of. I had one earlier, but I have a new one now in the last few weeks that I am hoping to convert the old Facebook group to. It's just more interactive and more, it's a bigger group. So if you're not part of that Facebook group, I would love for you to hop on over to that and join me over there. I think I have a 1 or 2 more 30-second sprints. So what are you guys working or retired? What can you tell me about yourself? I've just been talking all this whole time. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Oh, this is getting hot. So the spaghetti, it's there. It just needs to mix up a little bit. Mix up a little bit. There's maybe a few little ones that haven't melted all the way, but I think I got them now with just mixing it. And just scoop it on. I like to make a little swirl on the top, just makes it a little prettier. So Lisa's at home with her 4 boys. How old are they, Lisa? Are they young or keeping you busy? So I will sometimes go back through if it's not very, and just kind of make it pretty. Once they're cooled, I just like the look of them. And then you can go ahead and put your sea salt on it. Just a little scatter, it's fine. I really like adding the sea salt, but of course it's optional. You can do what you want. Okay. Switch out. Almost 1, 2, 7, and 11. That is a big age difference. Oops. That must keep you busy. I lost the screen where everybody, with everybody working. Am I still being, you still see me? Just making sure I didn't get cut out. Do you guys still see me? Oh, I didn't put caramel on that. All right. So I had quite a bit of chocolate, so you could probably cut down on that when you make it. I'm just gonna add on my sea salt. Oh. So you're gonna wanna allow them to chill. You're gonna wanna allow them to chill, and you can put them in the fridge so that they can firm up, and they'll store for a couple months in the freezer. Just know that sometimes they will get like kind of that white little, they'll just kind of little whiten up a little bit sometimes in the freezer. When you put them in the freezer, make sure you use a freezer safe container and let it come to room temperature before you open up the cover. Otherwise the condensation will also kind of affect the look of it. So those are some tips for you there. I'm gonna switch my screen to a slideshow I made for you. I'm gonna switch over. So one of the things I mentioned when I was kind of making, I've been thinking about making a membership for a while. I know a lot of people in the Facebook group have been excited to try new recipes and not sure what to do or what to make. And so I made a membership to help to make it so that you are never stuck in a rut. You're always gonna, every month you'll try new recipes and new techniques and things that you may not have ever done or just aren't confident in. And so you're not going to be stuck in a rut, and you'll get over fear of trying new recipes because you'll have me to help you with it. You'll have beautiful and tasty things for your friends and family, and you'll most likely have friends and family chasing you down like this lady on the screen. But baking doesn't have to be difficult. With the right support and encouragement, it can be easy and fun. So I would love it if you would come bake along with me, because baking is more fun with friends, right? So I mentioned I was going to do monthly bake-alongs, and each month we're going to have a new theme and 2 baking sessions live. So we're going to do it Tuesday at 11. So this time, every other it's the 2nd and 4th Tuesday. So we have a set schedule, so you know when we're doing it. And then if you aren't able to make it, we also have live Zoom replays where you're able to answer questions, ask questions and get answers to anything that you may have done, or if you want to just bake along with me. I won't be baking, but we'll have the Zoom call and we can just talk together again. So this month we're going to have, the theme is candy. So we're going to do a peanut butter chocolate fudge and homemade caramels. And these were voted on in the Facebook group. So I'm really excited about that. They're a lot of fun to make. So, and then in December, we're going to do cookies. And in January, we're going to do some yeast bread, because I know yeast is one of those things that everybody is very nervous about and doesn't want to try it, or it just always has flops. So January is going to be yeast, working with the yeast. So we'll find a couple recipes to work with that. And then I don't have the rest of the year set up yet, but we can do pies, pastries, cookie decorating, cupcakes, cake decorating, and more. So kind of, since this is a new group, new membership, we can kind of adapt it as we go and see where people want more help, or if there's something they want to focus on. It's going to be a very dynamic membership. And it doesn't matter what skill level you're at, whether you've been baking for 50 years or if you're just recent, because I'll be there every step to answer questions as they come up, so you won't have to purge through the internet for answers and still not understand what you're doing. We'll be able to push your boundaries, try new recipes, techniques, and build those foundational skills and new skills, and we won't be crying over flops anymore. I love this. I love this. It's not fair. I have a 6-year-old, and it's a very common phrase in our house. And we'll be able to make new friends who love baking as much as you do, because as we go through with the same group of people, we'll be having a lot of fun, and we'll be chatting a lot more in the group, in the chat feed. So I mentioned it's a membership. You can do it as a monthly, or you can purchase for the year. What you'll get is 2 live baking sessions a month, and then the Q&A Zoom replay sessions will be the Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central of the same week. So Tuesdays at 11 would be the baking session, and the live Zoom replay will be on Saturdays at 10 Central. And during those sessions, you can get immediate help and feedback on whatever you need. Even if it's not related to what we're doing, I'll try the best to answer and help you through whatever you're working on. You'll get first access to new recipes, because a lot of these recipes are not going to be on the blog. They're just recipes for the membership, at least for now. And then it's perfect for all skill levels. We'll walk you through everything. So you can do it as a monthly, month to month, or you can sign up for a year. And with a year, you'll get 1 month free. You get this exclusive apron that's only for people who join for the year, and then you'll get vault access. So excuse me. So the replays that we do twice a week will last in the portal, so you can access anytime for up to 30 days, and then they'll retire and go into the vault. And so if you do a membership, you will be able to access anything from the vault And this is going to be for the duration. So if you keep up with your yearly membership, you will always have access to the previous videos, even if it's a couple years behind. So that'll build up really nicely and be a really good resource for anytime you want to try a new recipe or something you didn't really get to, you'll be able to find it. And this month or this week, the card is open and you can get founders pricing because this is just starting now. This is, you would be the first group to go through this. And so you get founders pricing so that we can kind of adapt it to fit us and what will work for the community. And as you go through, the pricing will be grandfathered in for the duration of your membership. So next year it'll be the same price, even if the pricing goes up. And as an added sweet little bonus, I made an ebook called Calm the Chaos. It's a step-by-step guide to holiday baking without the stress. And inside you'll find all my insider tips, organizing my kitchen, finding and planning all my holiday bakes, and even how to get ready for the big baking day, because those can be so exhausting. It'll go over how to stop stressing about all the things you need to do for your family. It'll help you plan out everything you need to do in the kitchen to get organized and get the baking off your plate, pun intended. Inside, you'll also find printable worksheets and calendars to keep your holiday plans on track. So I would love it if you join me for the membership. I would love it if you could join me for the membership. I will put the link in the chat. I think it'll make it clickable. Does that make it clickable? Nope, still doesn't make it clickable. But I would love if you can join me. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love the community aspect and building up our skills and our techniques and just trying new recipes. I know I'm going to develop a lot in the year as we go through some of these, because I'm going to be picking out recipes I haven't tried and just making them great for you, and I'm just really excited for it. And I did mention that there's a free gift for anybody who stays on through the whole thing, and that link on the bottom will bring you to your free download for that, and that is 5 of the 5 most popular holiday cookies recipes, and it also includes tips for baking ahead and freezing. So I know you'll find some good resource in that. Like I said, I'm really excited for the BakeAlong, and I really hope that you can join me. I'll go over the benefits again. So we'll do 2 live baking sessions a month. So the second Tuesday and the 4th Tuesday at 11 o'clock. So same time. And then we'll also do the replay on Thursday. So you can ask questions and answers. You can ask questions and I'll answer them. And then you can't get the gift link. Can you do bit.ly/BakeAlong gift all lowercase? That should work. Let's see. bit.ly/BakeAlong gift. Here, I'll put it in the bit.ly/BakeAlong gift. Keep it all lowercase. This should get you there. I just pulled it up. So, all right. So, like I said, two Zoom calls, to replay. You can ask questions, and if you are working on other baking things and you have questions, I would be willing to help you on that. So, you'll have access to replays for 30 days, so you can catch up if you miss it, or if the time just doesn't work. We can still get the experience from that. And if you do the vault, you'll have lifetime, or not lifetime, you'll have access as long as you're part of the membership. So, and don't forget, with the yearly, you'll get a free apron, 1 month free. So you'll pay it for 11 months versus 12, and then you'll have access to the vault. So I'm really excited for the apron. It's super cute. It was voted on in the Facebook group. So I'm sure a lot of people really like that, and I'm excited to get that on order for the people who join for the yearly. So are there any questions, just to wrap this up a little bit? I don't want to take up any more of your time than you already have given me, and I've loved making these turtles with you. Feel free to, I'll stick around for another minute in case there's any other questions, but yeah, just let me know. How did the baking go? The turtles, did you get them in? Are there any questions? Oh, the Calm the Chaos is an ebook, and inside, the first section is organizing your station, so you'll be getting it. You'll find the best habits for organizing it, so that you can work efficiently and cleanly. And then so there's a couple of pages on that. Organizing your schedule so you can plan out. Shirley, your turtles look like a train wreck. Oh my gosh, that can't be true. I'm sure it's fine. I had trouble with the pecan sliding, so I'm guessing that's what you mean. Yeah. That's all right. It'll still taste delicious. So the second chapter is organizing your schedule so that you can plan for, oh, beautiful. Oh, they're fine. You can always make another batch now that you know what you're doing. So then the second section is organizing your schedule. So I give a couple of ways to couple different systems so that you can figure out what you need to do so that you can plan your bakes ahead of time, so you're not doing it all at one time. So there's a couple of pages on that. Then I have a couple of handy resources for monthly, so you can kind of plan that out. And then I have a to-do list and another weekly planner. The third section is finding recipes, so it gives you some good resources for that. and then shopping, and I'm gonna give you my tips and tricks to make that go easy and smooth. And then I have a ingredient worksheet and a shopping list, and I talk through how I suggest you use that. And then baking day is the 5th section, and that including the best tips to avoid the exhaustion from baking a lot on one day. So that is the bonus if you buy today. So I really like that book, and I think it'll be really useful. So all right, the membership looks great. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to assume that there's no more questions, and I'm going to call this a wrap. I hope to see you over in the membership. I know it'll be a fun time, and I have a lot of fun recipes coming up in the next. So, all right, you guys have a good day, and I will see you again soon. All right, bye-bye.